Just a quick update on my battery box I'm building for my a Sprinter van that we're converting into a camper van. I had a previous video showed the batteries in the box, so just finished the lid and the handles, a few other things here, so I'll show you what it looks like. Here's what the box looks like empty. Okay, it's going to hold two 6-volt deep cycle golf cart batteries wired in series. It gives me 12 volts, 225 amp hours. If you want to see how to wire it in series, you can look at my previous video. Very easy. Anyway, so I still have to silicone all the seams in here because they are lead acid batteries. They're not AGM, so they will off gas if they're vented, if they're charged. So this whole box is going to be vented the outside of the van via a flexible hose and a vent grill that's going to be cut into the side of my van. So I'm going to have to silicone the seams in here. Just for peace of mind, they're glued and screwed, so they're pretty much airtight right now, but just for peace of mind, I'm just going to run a bead of silicone across all the interior seams. I use some pocket screws to put it all together. The front plate just screwed right through it. 3/4 inch ply. You can see how so a positive lead here goes to a bolt that runs right through. Same thing with my negative lead right here, goes right through a bolt. Those come right through the front of the battery box here, and I got these little terminal protectors rigged up here. So there's the positive terminal, so all your positive connections go on in there, and then once you get all your stuff hooked up, you can just kind of tuck this back over, tighten it as much as you can. Gives you a little bit of protection so you don't accidentally bump your battery post there, your terminals. Same thing under here, it's just the negative. It's the exact same as the positive. I offset them just so they weren't close together. Again, just to kind of prevent an accidental arc, or you don't want to connect your two terminals together by accident. You're gonna have a bad day if that happens. So just a little bit of extra protection here, kind of keep everything nice and tidy, tucked away. For the lid, I use these studs here. I probably should have shown you before I put them in, but the top half is a machine thread that accepts a nut, 1/4 inch, and then the lower bit here, so it's drilled right in, is actually like a wood screw thread. So you pre-drill your hole, and then lock 2 nuts on here, so you have a lock nut, like a jam nut, and then you can thread this whole thing right in there. And I put a little bit of super glue on the threads just to make it a more permanent bond. Probably didn't have to, but whatever, I had it. A couple nice handles, offset, so you can pick it up kind of under your shoulder and carry it. This thing's really heavy with the batteries in it. It's got to be over 150 pounds. Wow, I don't know. It's heavy. It's really heavy. So hopefully these handles hold up. I'll show you how the lid goes on. The lid's basically just same material, 3/4 inch ply. It's got some self-adhesive weather stripping around it. All right, once you get your batteries in there, get your lid on. Washer and a nut. Give it enough of a torque until you can feel your weather stripping compress. Do that on all 4 and you have an airtight box. Now you do want this vented, right? So what I'm going to do is drill a hole in the top. I have about, when the batteries are in here, I have about 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches of space above the batteries here. So there's nice airflow. The vents are on top of the batteries. So I'm going to drill a hole up in here, put a 2-inch PVC plumbing connector coming out. And then from that, that'll run to a flexible 2-inch pipe. That'll go to the exterior wall of my van. And again, that'll be drilled out and have a grill attached on the outside of the van. So that should be, I was talking to the guy at the battery store where I bought these. He said that's plenty of ventilation. Some guys I know are putting one vent in the bottom to get fresh air in, and another vent at the top to have the hydrogen leave. The guy I bought this batteries off of, all he does is deals with solar installations and batteries, and he said that 1 2-inch pipe should be plenty for this application. They build battery boxes for solar systems in people's houses and basements, and they run 8, 10, 12, 14 of these batteries, and all they vented is 1 2-inch pipe to the exterior. So as long as you're not charging these batteries too fast, they're not really going to off gas that much. So the charger I have for it, the most it's going to put into it is about 7.5 amps, and that's really not, never say never, but it's really not enough to start heating up the batteries a lot and having them off gas a lot. So a 2-inch pipe to the outside should be plenty of passive ventilation for this thing, hopefully, knock on wood. But that's what we're going to start with. If I start to smell some gas and stuff, then I'll have to cut a second hole in the van and run a pipe coming in as well. So we'll just play it by ear. Hopefully I don't have to. I don't want to cut too many holes in the van. So yeah, hopefully this helps out if anyone's looking for a fairly simple design to build a sealed battery box for whatever your sealed battery box needs are. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye bye.